everyone. I have become fascinated with the game of Mah Jongg. American Mah Jongg is based on the Chinese game. The Chinese version started in, I believe, the 1800s. It's basically a game with these tiles. I got these cool combinations, but the traditional version is usually like black, red, blue, and the bamboos are green. There's various suits, and you win by making particular combinations of tiles. In the American version of Mah Jongg, the combinations change every year. The National Mah Jongg Association decides what the winning combinations are going to be for that year. So this is the 2024 card. These are the winning combinations for 2024. And recently I got the 2025 card. It's like, this one's $14. I think the larger size is maybe $1 more. This is the official card for 2025, and there's these different combinations of tiles. For instance, if you have, with one of the suits, you can have certain tiles that create 2025, or, dragons, green dragons, red dragons, whatever. The National Mah Jongg League every year decides which combinations are going to be the winning combinations. So what makes the game challenging is that once you've mastered the card for the year, the winning combinations, and you kind of have an idea of what hand you're going to go for once you're dealt your tiles and after you finish passing them around the table, it becomes difficult at the beginning of the new year when you get the new card and then you have to learn all the new combinations. But it's a great game because it keeps you mentally agile. One of the women I play with has a mother-in-law who's, I think, 87 or 88, and she's sharp as a tack. And I think part of that is because she plays Mahjong several times a week. She's always, thinking about what combination she's going to make. I think she memorized the card already for 2025. We're only in the early summer, late spring, May of 2025 as I'm recording this. So I think Mahjong is a great game for mental sharpness, but I digress. What I really wanted to talk about is the fact that sometimes when you're playing, you'll be texting your friends about, you want to get a game going this weekend, who's going to host, what snacks should we bring? Snacks are a very important part of Mahjong. And inevitably, there's one person who's either like, I lost my card, or I forgot to order the card, or hey, does someone have an extra card I can borrow? So I wanted to talk about whether the National Mah Jongg Association actually owns these combinations, this card with these combinations of tiles that make winning hands. And what happens when someone asks you to copy your card? Is that copyright infringement? I was curious because I'm an IP lawyer and I'm always thinking about these things, and this did actually happen this week. And I kind of bowed out of the conversation. I was like, hey guys, I think that the National Mah Jongg League actually has a copyright on the cards, so I wouldn't encourage you to actually make a copy of that. I think that would be copyright infringement, but do what you want. Like, I'm not the copyright police. I don't work for the National Mah Jongg League. I just did see it as a copyright violation. So then I did some research, and under copyright law, games do have elements that can be copyrighted. The name of the game is not protected by copyright. You may be able to trademark the name of a game, but the name or title given to the game and the methods for playing are not protected by copyright law. However, some parts of a game are subject to copyright if they contain a sufficient amount of literary or pictorial expression. For instance, you can register the text describing the rules of the game, the graphic art appearing on the game board, or other pictorial elements. So in looking at this card, I don't know, Mahjong itself, not copyrightable, but what about the combinations? So then I was curious, and I did a search on the Copyright Office website to see if the National Mah Jongg Association, National Mah Jongg League, has actually registered the copyright in the card. Well, guess what? They did. They've been registering it pretty consistently since, looks looks like for at least the last 20 years. They definitely did register the 2025 card. I see registrations going back to 1989, 1985, 1982, 2017. Let's see, 2018, 1986. Yeah, it looks like in the late 90s, they may have started protecting this with copyright registrations. So what that means is when someone has a registered copyright, they are actually entitled to statutory damages in cases of infringement. So you'll see these knockoff cards on Amazon, or sometimes you can like order a mat and it comes with 5 cards, but the cards kind of look a little bit different. Maybe they don't have exactly the same coloring, or you know, there's like typos. By the way, there's also a typo in the official card, which I believe they will be correcting. I'm looking forward to getting my corrected card. But what this means in practice is that the National Mah Jongg League could actually go after those Amazon sellers who are producing and selling these fake, unapproved versions of the official card. As far as I know, the official card is only sold by the National Mah Jongg League on their website. It's, again, like $14 or $15, might be $16 for the large version this year. I'm not quite sure. But if you're getting any other version of the card, you are responsible for infringing the copyright. And by the way, copyright infringement, the statutory damages are $25,000 per infringement. Now, I don't think that the National Mah Jongg League is going to go after these individuals who, you know, forgot their card, borrowing a friend's card. Well, borrowing isn't an issue because assuming your friend bought the official version, but making a photocopy of a card for a friend, yeah, that is copyright infringement. Again, I'm not the copyright police. I hope that people still want to play with me, but it does make me a little bit uncomfortable when people are just photocopying the card, because they do have a copyright registration on it. So you should really get the official version from the National Mah Jongg League. That's it for now. If you love to play Mahjong, please let me know. I like to play online. I like to play in person. And I hope that's helpful for you and interesting to you as it is to me. Bye for now.